Hey everyone, thanks for checking in back over here at the channel. Today what I want to talk about is the Tactacam 5.0 and the Tactacam film through shooting system and my quick review of some of the pros and some of the cons with this product over the last year of ownership. So let's get right at it. Alright, well, like most guys, I wanted to try to get some footage of some of my hunts, get the action on camera, share with my friends, my family, and just kind of have a good time with some footage out in the field. As well, I do some reviews with my Arken Optics content that I wanted to be able to get some comparative content of the different scopes, the glass and quality of whatnot of the different optics out there. Both of these situations led to a couple barriers for me immediately. Now, when it came to setting up the Tactacam system on my rifles, the first problem or setback that I found was using these little collars to put the Tactacam setup onto my rifle optics. Now, some scopes, this would fit on really good, really quick, and really easy, and I was able to get a smooth mounting setup. Other optics, this Arken optic right here, it was not quite so easy. You may not notice it, but on some scopes, this bell right here on the ocular end is not completely smooth or straight or flat in that regard. And when these collars are put on and you try to, I'm just going to mock this up for you guys, and you try to put this guy on here like this, it's really hard to get a good clamping area that allows you to get a clear, full field of view through your scope with this setup on. I've also run into a couple optics that I try to get shoot through footage that none of these collars would work or no combinations of them would work, and it required me to get kind of fancy with some tape and some foam and some other things to try to get this thing mounted up nicely on the scope. In the end, it was kind of a hassle, kind of a pain in the butt, and it made the orientation process really just difficult and not as easy considering what I paid for this. And at that, these run about, I think for the setup now, these are around $300 or so. So I found that to be quite a drawback. The other drawback associated with it, I'm going to grab it again here, for hunting, is the way the Bluetooth, the power, and all the electronic mechanisms on the actual Tactacam work with sending the system over your telephone. Now this works via Bluetooth, but it's a little bit interesting. So you send this over to your phone so you can see what you're looking at and what you're shooting at, but you have to work the buttons on this camera as far as turning it on or off. And in a hunting situation, some of the setup and some of the system and the way it works with pairing the device and getting the device powered on is not as seamless or quick as you may want in a hunting situation. I found that if I were out hunting and I did not in advance have a little bit of time with the game coming up to get this thing powered on, it was a bit of a hassle. So those are two setbacks for the hunting situation. Getting a good field of view to make the footage that you obtain through the shoot-through setup nice and clear and looking good and you want to share it. And also even just getting the footage is a little bit difficult. And I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's not as simple as I would think it could be with some other mobile camera devices. The bigger issue that I found, though, had to do with once you put the Tactacam setup onto your chosen optic, you no longer could move around your ocular end focus. And what this has to do with is making your reticle crisp, clean, clear, and sharp for your shooting. Now, what I found happened was if I put the camera on here with that ocular adjustment set for my eye, the footage, the reticle would be fuzzy, blurry, and you could hardly see it, so it did not make for quality shoot-through footage. You could see the deer or the target that I was shooting at, but yet the reticle, and maybe if you wanted to see the holdover numbers on a reticle like this Arken Optic EP5, they were all hazy and blurry. I would take the time to adjust this, put this back on, adjust it some more, and put this back on, and get the footage set up so that way you could see the reticle in the footage, the numbers were crisp and clear, everything looked great on the footage that I was going to share. But hold on, the problem I would run into is no longer clear for my eye. So if I wanted to do any sort of precision shooting or long range shooting, it it was out of the question. It would look great on the camera, but I'm probably going to miss what I'm shooting at. That was a huge issue as far as using this product. Now, the quality of the camera itself, the footage that comes off of this thing, and the clarity and everything of that nature is great. I think the Tactacam itself and the camera mechanism, I would give that 2 thumbs up for the most part. In a hunting situation and the linking to your phone and powering this thing up, not as practical. But the actual, let me get it to it here. This thing, the film through setup, what I would give this thing is a great big nope. I'm not giving that a positive review. I believe there are other setups out there that are better, that are going to provide a clearer, more accurate, full field of view of what you're shooting at. Just a better setup versus this thing as well. Now I'm going to continue trying to use this. Hey, I bought it, right? I've got it. But I don't expect extremely clear or really, really good results with this thing. The audio is a little bit kind of squirrely with it, muffly sounding despite trying to mess with the settings. The clarity as far as getting things set up with the reticle, those are both a couple barriers. And I think I could probably go on and on with it some. But to cut to the chase, if you're looking at the Tactacam 5.0 and the film through setup, I would suggest that you have an opportunity to check one out if you know somebody that's got one, or I'm going to say look elsewhere and try a GoPro setup or some of the even setups that you can use your telephone. They may work better than this film through setup. I'd love to hear it if somebody else has got some solutions to these guys and getting a good quality field of view. So that you don't have to kind of shimmy around with getting this thing on nice and tight with a clear field of view, as well as what people have run into with this situation. And this is the biggest situation for me, is getting a nice clear reticle on the footage as well as for the shooter. That right there is very important for me if you're going to use this, as well as say taking out kids shooting or at the range or whatnot, and you want to assist them or do some coaching with the shooting. So hey, I hope this helps you out if you're looking for a shoot-through footage camera setup. If you got any questions or comments, please post them in the comments section. Love to hear what you think and your experiences with the Tactacam shoot-through filming setup. Till then, get back out to the range. See you guys soon.